away. This is Jenkins with the handle, defended by DiVincenzo. Again, Detroit won this head-to-head meeting going away on Saturday. Minnesota looking for revenge, and there's Dennis Jenkins right on cue bones.
Early attack, and the matchup between Gobert and Duren, as we mentioned in the open, is going to be significant as well. Two guys who do play down low. Not a lot of stretch five ball going on in these lineups to start the game.
Two guys with the highest two-point attempt rate in the NBA. This is DiVincenzo from downtown off the heel. Asar Thompson the board. Both these teams coming off a win following a loss. This is Robinson. Floater in the paint is pure.
That's a great hesitation by Duncan, knowing that they're going to trail over every screen he's at to take him off the three-point line, so the mid-range shot typically open for Duncan Robinson.
Randall. Toss it inside. Gobert made the catch and is fouled.
On the defensive end of the court, I know there's a lot of shiny objects out there defensively across the league that are getting every night to be competitive.
He just continues to block out all the noise. So much criticism of his game. He's a four-time Defensive Player of the Year for a reason. He splits a pair at the free throw line. Pistons by 3. Robinson defended by the veteran Conley. Rudy Gobert nearly on cue, had a steal on Duren. Duren recovers, got it back, got the leg.
Jalen Duren has some of the best hands in the league, and even though bobbling those, it felt like he was in control. As long as he can see it, typically he can grab it.
DeSumo. Outside to Randall, flicks the wrist, got a tray. Chris Finch told us before the game his three-point shooting was not great for a stretch, but it's starting to come around.
Even watching Julius in warm-ups, just shaking his head at every miss, it's a good sign early on.
Jenkins rolls in a trifecta. What a story for Dennis Jenkins. Oh, a steal. Thompson to thievery and fouled from behind by DeSumo. Thompson missing at the free throw. Twin brother in Houston. That jump shot comes along. I mean, they'll really be a problem. They're already a problem. But that's the one.
They're 23 years old. There still is some time, but the defense is so elite.
Yes.
That's why they're earning their minutes.
Conley, too strong. Gobert, the offensive board. Gobert taking his time. Over to Randall. Randall utilizing the Gobert screen. Short on a three. And Robinson chased down the board and saved it. Duren will bring it up. So it makes him dangerous. Near crossover, turned it over. This is DeSumo wide open and drains the three.
The flow of traffic defensively got to everybody but Ayo. Spotted up at the three-point line. An easy feed from Mike Conley for that three.
Jenkins spinning. Toss out. Now Thompson will hand it off to Robinson. Back to Thompson. Cut off by Gobert. Dump off to Duren. Duren through the contact. Lays it in.
You don't see Jalen Duren hesitating much, but he knew Rudy was there. Wanted to make sure he had his timing right before scoring that bucket in the paint.
This is DiVincenzo. Out to DeSumo. That one is long. And the Timberwolves, 2 for 6, have not attempted a single shot inside the three-point arc. And that pass too high, but a foul is called. Conley can't believe it.
Ability, trying to find some cutters as Detroit looks to find space and keep Gobert away from the lane.
This is Jenkins. Can't hit the J. And here comes Randall the other way, averaging 21 points per contest. Conley. Back to Randall. Will the Timberwolves attempt a two-point shot? DeSumo, double crossover. Toss out to Conley. They will not. Conley going from downtown.
Well done.
Mike Conley. 38 years young. This is Duren going at Gobert once again. He's coming off a 31-point effort in the last win for the Pistons over Toronto on Tuesday. Between the leg pass to Conley.
Conley for him offensively. 30-point game. He's had 8 of them this year, only 1 last season.
Here's is for Detroit. That's what Jaden McDaniels is for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah, and actually because of the way his game has grown offensively,
yes.
He's had some nights that are upper tier on that end, and they're going to need him back if they're going to go anywhere.
Yeah, he's made a leap offensively for sure. Duren staying with it, scores once again. Duren already a problem in this one. He has 8 points. Mid-range Jay won't go for Randall. Thompson the board, tiptoeing the sideline. Got it ahead to Robinson. Robinson nearly lost it. Harris over to Jenkins. Rises and connects.
That's a tough shot. You go backdoor full speed. You put on the brakes. And to be able to get your balance. Dennis Jenkins, nice jump shot there mid-range.
Jenkins and Duran, 15 of Detroit's 18 points thus far. Randall going to work through contact and earned a trip to the line.
Knows himself. And who bet on himself? After Detroit had offered him a minimum contract, he said, I'm not at a position they have needed. And every night he's shown up.
Randall good at the free throw line. It's 18-14 Detroit. Here is Jenkins being defended by DeSumo. Jenkins, nice pass. Harris got the lay. Right on cue. Jenkins with the assist.
I love it when you give the script to the players. Dennis Jenkins making that play.
How about DeSumo? Another guy stepping up when needed.
Said both of these guys just huge pieces of the close to the season with things still at stake.
And thank you, KP. This is Robinson from deep. Swish. Duncan Robinson. 72% of his points come from downtown. He gives the Pistons a 6-point advantage. Tobias Harris had to go back to the locker room. DiVincenzo, 360 kick out. This is Bones Highland on the drive. Stops, pops, hits.
We talked about a guy taking advantage of his opportunity. Bones, no different, has been a huge offensive spark for them.
DeSumo, the steal. Highland chases it down and is fouled. He's excelled.
And both him and DeSumo, as not reached, takes a deep one. I love the nickname they have, the Twin Turbos, playing together. There's been some positive moments for those two.
Yeah, that's a bad pass. As the Pistons sure-handed veteran. DeSumo. In a crowd, tried to go glass, no. Gobert, the offensive board, out to Highland. Highland will attack Duran. Highland to the rack.
I think Duran got a piece of that as well. So lucky for Bones, that one creeps in, getting past Duran.
2-point ball game. There's a blur there from Dennis Jenkins. Can't hit the lay. DeSumo, pass to the rim, blocked. Duran got a piece of that one.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that speed, though, coming from Minnesota.
LeVert won't take the three. Got it back from Duran. LeVert can't go glass. That ball will ricochet into the hands of Green. Herter. Spin it away from trouble. Herter to Duran for the lay. Oh, beautiful feed. Alexander, the number 2 leading scorer in the NBA. That'll be a fun one. Kevin Harlan, Steve Nash, Stan Van Gundy.
Lucas gone so Hollywood.
Lucas gone Hollywood. He's gone Hollywood.
What a month of March he had.
This is Marcus Sasser on the drive down the lane, and Shannon got his hand caught in the cookie jar for the Timberwolves. No Anthony Edwards. Illness.
So much talk about the 65-game rule, and it's going to be really interesting, I think, Brady, at the end of the year to see if the league does make an amendment, given the participation, the statistical contributions that have been made by these guys this year. It's been historical, and it'd be a shame 10 years from now to look back and not give these guys the shine and the awards and the accolades that they deserve for performing the way they have.
To your point, Anthony Edwards may end up playing 64 games this season.
Yeah, no, it doesn't feel right, it doesn't seem right, and maybe the league will do right.
That is Karis LeVert with a nice-looking J from the corner. Pistons with a 35-31 advantage. Highland tried a corkscrew pass that was easily intercepted. Detroit the other way. LeVert going at Reed. Got by him. Finished with the left.
Just great job of keeping the floor spread on the backside. No chance for Kyle Anderson to come over and be a detractor on that play. Good aggressive drives.
7 unanswered by the Pistons to start the second quarter. Randall drawing a crowd. 3 defenders. Gave it up to Shannon. Shannon splits the D. Outside Reed. 3-ball corner pocket. Of this second quarter for Minnesota. This is LeVert on the other corner. Air ball. Highland hit the turbo button. Over to Shannon. Shannon, 2 more.
I wonder how many times Bones Highland's been in the open floor and has to throw ahead. He's out there so fast, but Terrence Shannon, another great finish in transition, and the 2-on-1, a benefit to Minnesota out and running.
That pass to Herter, and just a lack of defensive awareness there. That ball just dropped into Herter's lap. And foul on the floor. James Capers all over it. Holland got upholding the call on the floor as Highland misses the 3. And as a ball, as an offensive player, as Ree got the block there.
All of issues is to not bring emotion into the discussion, and obviously you can see JB and Nas cooler heads prevailing. But he did get taken off his intended path, and I think even though contact from Nas, that's where the referees made the determination on the foul.
Reed chases down the rebound, so that'll be something to keep in mind if this game is close down the stretch. The Pistons out of challenges. How about Shannon squeezing that one through?
I mean, there's just not a lot of slowdown for Terrence Shannon. If there's an angle he can get his shoulders around, he's going to go to it.
Second year out of Illinois. Pistons out of control. Wolves gaining momentum. Randall won't take the 3. Nice jab step. Randall with the finesse. Timeout Detroit.
So good sign that the confidence in Julius Randle's offensive ability coming back.
They need that assertiveness in the absence of Anthony Edwards. Asar Thompson outside. Robinson cut off on the drive. Flips it up. No, but a foul. Robinson in his first season in Detroit.
Interesting year. He's shooting 10% better at home than on the road from the 3-point line. So interesting to see if that trend continues come playoff time, but that's just a curious number.
And the Pistons eyeing that number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. DiVincenzo's pass deflected, knocked out of bounds. There's 6 on the shot clock for the
fast.
Conley tossed it up. DiVincenzo made the catch and lays it in.
Great balance, great control, and then a tough finish over Holland for Dante to collect 2.
Minnesota 42, Detroit 41. Robinson lost it. Randall the other way. Randall, hard drive, outside look to Conley for 3.
Great setup by Julius. Mike Conley with his feet set. And Detroit just some open court, kind of driving too hard, a little bit out of control. Turnovers are turning into points for Minnesota.
Conley in his 19th season out of Ohio State. Thompson in the lane, won't go. Wolves enjoying their largest lead of the night. Randall in attack mode in the hands of Conley. Back to Randall, back to the basket on the baseline. Little crab dribble on Thompson. Shoulder fake, fade away, short. Holland behind the back. Holland outside. Sasser, a no-dip 3 is short. And having
what I'm hopeful for, Grady, is that they're eligible to provide playoff moments for us. Get healthy, play at that level. Enough about the 65-game rule. It's just getting these guys back and on the floor to do what they do best, and that's lead their ball club.
Gobert can't hit. We know that both those guys make their respective teams championship contenders. A rifle pass. Robinson right between the eyes. DeSumo got it back from Gobert. Outside to Conley. Blocked! That was a volleyball rejection from Asar Thompson. Outside look, Javonte Green won't go during the offensive board. Pistons trying to regain the lead. Neither team is led by more than 6 as Gobert fouling. Shout out Ben Wallace. Talk about form.
We're not talking about when he gets home. He is sitting at his locker right after the game when guys will usually shower, trying to get out of the arena. He told me, I've always been that way, but I want to watch it when it's fresh, when there's plays that I know I want to look back at, and obviously those good habits are paying dividends.
No doubt about it. Here's DiVincenzo. Up top to Conley. Now it's DeSumo. Shot clock winding down on Minnesota. 4 seconds. This is Conley. Quick trigger and score.
How much did my... Up 7 here.
Both teams shooting better than 50% from the floor so far in this first half. Rocket pass over to Duran. Toss it up. How about Thompson making a ridiculous catch? Going at Sumu here. Dump off to Duren. Duren seeing a crowd. Thompson. Outside look. Green got it off. Well off the mark. Another rebound for Gobert. His fourth of the first half. And Jenkins slaps it out of bounds.
An out of bounds possession here.
Kyle Anderson on the drive. Step throw. Slow-mo. Can't get it to go. Pistons trailing by 7. Thompson, the turnaround game won't go. And Sumu the other way. Pass up ahead. Gobert couldn't make the grab. It's out of bounds to Detroit.
You can see Minnesota is just really comfortable sitting back against this Detroit team. Other than Duncan Robinson, they're going to allow some of these guys to take shots, especially when Thompson and Green are out there sitting back, trying to collect any kind of action coming to the paint.
Again, Detroit beat Minnesota by 22 points on Saturday, outscoring the Wolves 60-32 in the paint. Shot clock winding down.